Hi, happy kind of snow day, and welcome to Module 9. I'm doing this really early this week because of the conference coming up this weekend. So I'm hoping to get everything done today. So what I'm going to do is walk you through the Module 9 content, and then I'll do a little bit of just discussion recap feedback, and then send you about your business, even though Module 8 just began today. Hope that's going well for you. All right, so Module 9 and Module 10, which you can take a look at if you want, are both projects. So I did put some people together who had expressed an interest in working as partners, and hopefully I'm going to have the everybody has already filled out the the survey that I emailed today, and so I can connect you with emails with a partner from the other class. Okay, but I'm going to walk through the project, and those of you who didn't answer the initial survey or who definitely didn't want to work with partners, you don't have to these 2 weeks, although just brace yourself for weeks 13 and 14 because it's going to happen. All right, so either by yourself or with a partner, this is the Student Technology Promotion Project. So what this is you're going to look back at all the things that you looked at, and you're going to in your mind balance 10 tools or apps and some content, and you're going to merge them together. So basically, the idea that this of how this is constructed is a teacher, either you're teaching library specific lessons, which you can do half of that. So if you're somebody, especially in elementary school, who has a fixed schedule, who teaches your own library section, your own library lessons, you can use half of this as library specific things. But I also want you to take this opportunity to be looking at the state standards, in particular, the Massachusetts standards for digital literacy and computer science, but any standards will do. So you're going to look at the standards, and then the other, if you decide to do library specific content, you can also do this all as collaboration, particularly if you're in high school and middle school. Again, it depends on your school, but because generally in high school, you're not going to be teaching specific standards, but rather you're going to be integrating, technology research, information literacy, all that into the subject specific standards. So we're going to be looking at the standards. If you're doing, sorry, I'm trying to make this make sense. It all makes sense written out. So take a look. I want you to do either 1 or 2 units. So a unit plan is just a paragraph telling me what's in the unit and sort of what it covers. You don't have to make anything fancy for unit plan. The lesson plan, which we'll get to in a minute, I'll show you that needs to be specific, but you need to choose related topics. I don't want you doing like 3 unit plans. One of them is on, boron. Is boron a chemical? I think so. One of them is on mental health issues, and one of them's on the symphonies of Tchaikovsky. Like, I want your stuff to be related, okay? Because I want you to have a big picture. But then you also have to graft in 10 apps or tools that you used, which is awkward. Usually, you want the tool or the app to serve the content. In this case, they're kind of serving each other. All right, so you're going to here's our module. That's not what I wanted. So you're going to build a unit plan that incorporates 10 tools or apps, or 2 unit plans if you need to. And then you're also going to have you look at your top 5 tools of the past 8 weeks to put in your blog and in the discussion, just so everybody sees everybody's stuff. So these are the resources. Here are the current frameworks. These are the frameworks for all the different things, and you can choose anything. Health frameworks. We can do a lot with health. There's a lot there, and I'm 17 years into my job at the high school where I teach, and I'm still trying to make inroads with health because it's such an important class, and it's also something that students are going to be researching on their own for the rest of their lives. So I do think it's important to give them good information there. But whatever standards you want, there's also the Common Core standards, which feel free to look at. I think that they're a little clunky, but they exist. So why not? If you're doing anything library specific, I do want you to look at the AASL standards, frameworks for learners. It's right here. It's worth taking a look at. I know that other classes spend a lot more time on this, but just, be aware that it's there. And then our digital literacy and computer science standards for the state are super important. These are ones that we can really have an impact here with these. So then you're going to take all that information, broil it, let it bubble up, and then you're going to find your partner if you have a partner, and you guys can, discuss this together or do it on your own. And then you're going to do lesson plans. So here's the pretty SSU lesson plan template. It's PDF, but I do not think it's editable. I mean, not for me. It might be for you. I've made it a slightly less attractive, Google Doc, which you can just, make a copy and fill in. If you could, make sure that you, even if you don't do something, like there are a couple things in here that are super important. For example, the differentiated instruction. Do not ignore this. It is very important. And in every lesson, you should have something, even if it's your standard, whatever your standard party line is. There are things that are, I also have this 75 digital tools and apps. This is fairly recent and they're neatly listed. There's just a bunch of different things. It's a good sort of, what did I look at? It's probably in there. So let's look at the things that are required, which I did not. Oh, yes, I did. They're down here. Never mind. Sorry, I'm making you wait for my computer when in reality, here are the requirements. Okay. So you need to have a unit plan or two if you're splitting it up, just a paragraph with the overarching theme and situation, 3 to 5 lesson plans, however many you want to do. Make sure they are complete, make sure that they are aligned to specific state standards, either the curricular ones or the tech ones. And then take a look at the Common Core or the AASLs as well. Rubric, you need a rubric because rubrics tell us, oh, I know, I rarely have a specific rubric and a grid and everything, but this in fact is a rubric. You need to have something that a student can look at and say, okay, this is what is expected of me. Most schools have, I would hope most schools have, my school has school-wide rubrics. They're super easy to use because they are general and they cover everything. That's fine. You don't have to make a rubric. You can use a rubric. If you are not in a school, but you find a rubric online that you'd like to use, that's fine. Just cite where you got it. You don't have to create it. And then student work. This is something that you do have to create unless you have students at your disposal to create it for you. And that's fine. But I want to have one piece of student work that you don't have to have student work for each of the tools that you use, but for each of the lessons. So if you have 3 lessons and one of them, they're doing a, oh my gosh, a Jamboard or something, make a fake one, or if they're making memes, whatever, but one piece of student work for at least one of the, for each of the lessons, at least one of the tools. Whew. All right, that's exhausting. Guess we got through that okay. I didn't take a ton of notes from the adaptive and assistive discussion, but it was really interesting, and I appreciate your hunting down the people. Some of you had an easier time than others, and I like that you brought back the information. That was really good. Somebody mentioned one thing that really jumped out, and I may even have said it in the introduction. Tech is more apps than devices. And I think that you really hit the nail on the head there. I mean, there are definitely even tangible things, the low tech things that we're using, but from a technology perspective, it's often apps because they don't want to specifically name a device, but you can say what you can use. Accessibility. I just wrote down accessibility. That's not a very good note. Oh, and then UDLing. I think it was Eva said, that she pointed out some of the things that she uses with the EL population. the tools for translation and captions and all that. And it just really hit home the fact that when we're looking at UDL, and a couple of people had some UDL chat as well, when you're helping one group, you're helping all groups. You're making things more accessible for everybody, which I thought was really nice. Okay, I can't wait to go in and look at your individual investigations. So I'm going to go do that. I hope you have a great week. I'm very much looking forward to seeing some of you at the conference. And so I'll see you there. If you have any questions, shoot me an email in Canvas. Oh my gosh, and please do not forget to, hopefully you've already done it by the time you're looking at this, to fill in the new survey wherein I get your email address, because Canvas is not giving me your email address. It's so strange. All right. Thanks. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the discussion boards. Bye-bye.